Lucas, I believe it's your time to shine.
Is it right?
Do you want us to show the? Should we show the trailer first, the green light trailer, before we
Yeah,
talk
that'd be
about
good.
it?
Yeah, yeah. It's just hopefully sell the tone quite well.
Okay, cool. 1 second. Right, let's get this trailer up. So, obviously, I have everything ready in front of me to launch.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, cool.
Waiting with anticipation.
It's playing.
This is Corrupt Cup Contest by Good Sport Games. Inspired by the corruption scandals that occurred at FIFA, the IAAF, and other historical corruption events, Corrupt Cup Contest tasks you with winning the rights to host the World Sport Tournament with a fictitious sporting organisation called GAFS. Players play as bidding associations and must convince voting associations to vote for them, and can schmooze, accuse, and bribe their way to victory. Over multiple tournaments, you must keep fighting for favour whilst ensuring the media and authorities don't notice any of your potential dodgy doings. Corrupt Cup Contest is scheduled for an early access release in 2016. Please vote for us on Greenlight and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Cool. So, Lucas, how did this game come about?
So I saw the headlines and scandals that have been going on that have occurred at organisations such as FIFA, the IAAF, the Athletics Federation, basically, and there's other things throughout history. But yeah, it's just quite a funny thing where I saw that scandal and thought it'd be quite funny to make a sort of collaborative competitive but collaborative multiplayer experience where you have to try and compete as a dodgy delegate or potentially dodgy delegate to try and win the global sports tournament for your country. And it's basically planned to be released. Early access is meant to be planned for midway this year, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, try and do the green light at the moment. So that's it'd be good to get that out in time for that. But and basically, you have quite a limited budget, so you're trying to strategize your expenditure of that, and the idea being you can be really nice and really
Evil.
well, you can either be really evil or really good, and just sort of be good in terms of but you can do good actions. You can host a fancy dinner. You can invite delegates over to your country. You can run a PR campaign, for example. But they're all really expensive actions, and so they all cost a lot of your budget. Or the flip side is you can be quite sort of corrupt and actually then go, I want to, I want to spend a lot less of my budget, but then do something dodgy which accrues heat. And heat's been quite a central concept of the game, where if you accrue too much, or the more heat you accrue, you get checked every now and then for whether the media will start getting interested. And if the media start getting interested, then it's sort of catastrophe for your campaign, basically, and you lose all your progress. You lose the chance to win the global sports tournament in that round, in that campaign, basically. And you have to start again next round, basically, with all your stats wiped, and you have to sort of begin from ground zero again. But yeah, and that's the game. And then what I really want is, or what I think could be really interesting about the game, is the sort of almost diplomacy side, where information is really valuable. So you only know countries who are voting for you and you alone. You don't know you don't know their second or third or fourth preference or anything.
Yeah.
So you have to try and the information you've got is really valuable, and you can sort of, if you want to try and if you really want to, you can try and start, sharing, start collaborating, make sort of makeshift alliances where you try and, strategize together, but you never quite know if what the other person's saying is true or not. So there might be an event later on that, contradicts or reveal some information that contradicts somebody else, and so
Yeah.
rivalry can start and things like that. So
So
I'm really interested in that end.
can you win the game without being corrupt?
It'd be really difficult, but I want to balance it so you could, yes. There'll be random events and things where, for example, the exchange rate might change, so you can spend more and do more with your money for a period of time, and or the media interest might increase, and so like more heat for your actions. And so that's the thing. If the right events came up, you theoretically could win being a nice person, but I need all the votes I can get on Greenlight, and it's doing all right. And hopefully, going to get some more coverage next week. And Game Debate have very kindly covered it, and PC Gamer. So
Yes, we have.
seems to have struck a few chords actually. So I'm quite happy with it so far.
Cool. And I guess as well. So would you say if I was going to compare it to sort of any other similar game that's out now? I mean, from the look of it, it looks sort of like I don't know, like almost like game dev story kind of thing, where you're sort of.
Well, I think the comparison's a bit like Democracy 3, sort of. The games by Cliff. What's his name? Clifsky, I think it is. Yeah.
Do you know those, Ryan?
Nope. Well, I know the games. I've played the games. Don't know who made them.
Yeah,
I guess I definitely see the comparison.
Yeah, so it's that thing of and that's what I want is I want each round to be quite a very few select actions in a sort of 2, maybe 5 minute rounds. So you got play 5 or 6 campaigns in the whole game. So you try and win the most tournaments.
Okay.
I think each campaign is a tournament basically. But yeah, I want to try and make it so you're doing very few actions, but doing a lot of discussion, a lot of thinking beforehand, and you're making a sort of good plan, which is constantly sort of having to divert based on what's happening in game, basically. But so I say sort of a sporty version of Democracy, which with much more player interaction, or multiplayer interaction.
Cool. And if you are watching the stream now on YouTube, there'll be a link on the video to click, and there's also flying around the screen as the URL.
Yeah,
if you see as well, and it's also in the chat as well. So,
and if you also go if you go to Greenlight, so if you go on your Steam client, go to Community Greenlight on the Steam client, and then search for it, Corrupt Cup Contest in the search bar on the right hand corner. That's the easiest way. The slightly annoying thing being if you do go through your web browser, you have to log in to Steam, and if you're not logged in before, you have to go through Steam Guard. So it might be simpler just search for it
and
in Steam itself.
And am I right in saying that there's no limit to the amount of Steam accounts someone can make?
There is. You have to pay $10 to make it a valid account as such. They don't let you vote or anything until you've actually spent something.
I meant more on the voting side there.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Make
basically,
about 50 accounts and just like them all.
yeah, you have to. But I need enough votes to get to the top 100, and I'm about halfway actually. So anything will help. But doing all right.
Cool. Awesome.